do
Brett
it.
guy. I'm a Brett guy.
Uh-oh.
Don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it.
And I asked this question to a bunch of my buddies the other day. I said, what run is better with Shawn Michaels? Was it the run from when he was a tag guy with the Rockers all the way up till he broke his back against Taker to Mania 14? Or was the second run in '02 from when he retired against Taker? What run was better, his first run or second run?
See, that's all right. So that's hard because people consider Austin the attitude era guy. That's bullshit though. Shawn Michaels is the father of the attitude era. He just didn't get a chance to enjoy it because of the back. Everything that the attitude era was, he was doing pre-attitude era. Vince
He was
just
the,
decided to take the ball and run with it.
that whole thing with Shawn and Brett and Vince and all that. That was the match that struck the fire that we knew what the Attitude Era was.
If you go back and watch, and I know if you guys listen to Conrad Thompson, he says 1997 is his favorite year of wrestling. I went back and watched it. The first half of 97, not so great, but once you're starting to get in June, July 97, that's where everything starts picking up. Austin's starting to get more popular. Shawn's having conversations with Brett, and then it's the Undertaker thing, and just all that. The Nation of Domination is starting to get hotter. There's so much in 97 that really is a catalyst for that, where it doesn't become official until the end of 97, but they all played their part to get where it was. 97 is very, very pivotal in the company's growth.
The reason why I said that Shawn is the father of it is he was on record pushing Vince to be more edgier
Yeah,
in the back room.
Yep.
And
yeah,
you
I
you,
agree.
you got to change. Like a whole lot of people ended up benefiting from it
Well, the
down the road.
I think you know about the sock situation or the gall
Yeah,
situation,
Vince wasn't there.
and Vince said, "Now that's attitude," and that's kind of what spawned.
What Shawn did back in the day too, he was an ass, but him and Hunter and Diesel and Razor, they made a list of the entire roster. It's like, okay, this is who I like, this is who we don't like. Get rid of all these guys, and probably half the guys on the list that they liked, they probably kept, and the guys that they didn't like, they probably got rid of, and that was the Attitude Era. The 1995 roster for the WWF, 95 was probably the worst fiscal year of all time for them. But if you look at that roster, what they had, that is a Hall of Fame roster. That's the Attitude Era. Shawn, Brett, Taker, Austin, Triple H, uh, Kane was Isaac Yankem. Bradshaw was there.
No,
It's insane.
Yeah,
they had their growth. I've got to say, based off of what Jamil was saying about the specific category that we're talking about, I have to disqualify Brett.
Oh,
Be,
because he didn't draw,
Not just
and
that,
his
but
promos weren't the greatest either.
yeah, that plays a lot into it. And I don't think it was a drawing issue because both companies were down in 95. I think that's just the wrestling business just wasn't where it needed to be, and they were going through everything was changing. You know, you're coming out of the Hulkamania era, and then
Yeah,
the disaster that was in WCW until he got into the NWO. I don't blame that on Brett, and I don't blame it on Diesel either. Like, yeah, Diesel was champion at the worst time, but that's not his
right.
fault, you
right.
know. And I like Kevin Nash. I liked some of his matches from that time. Him and Brett at Survivor Series is
Yeah,
one of
Great fucking match, yo.
an amazing match.
it
But
wasn't a carry job either. Brett didn't carry him in that match.
no, he
Diesel
carried his
put his
own. He carried
workload
his
into
own
that
against
match
Shawn
too.
too.
Huh?
He carried his own against Shawn too.
Yeah.
You know that good friends, better enemies
Oh
match
yeah.
in '96 was so great.
Dude, I,
You're gonna make me want to watch some stuff now.
I'm
yeah.
telling you.
We got 8 minutes left. I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and we'll break this up. If Vince listens to Shawn and Diesel doesn't power out of the super kick, the pin. How different does wrestling look? Go.
Mm,
Whoever's the first person that wants to take that, go.
I'm gonna think about that.
I mean,
Because that's what caused Shawn to be turned into a babyface. Because fans rejected him. What did he power out after one, right?
Yes, yes. That
yeah.
was
And
WrestleMania 11, right?
yeah, and fucking
Yeah,
they argue
worst
with it.
Mania.
They told him not to, and he did it anyway to make Diesel look strong.
The thing is,
I,
Shawn would have been Shawn with the DX stuff anyway. After that, Nash
well,
should
I
have rolled
think
to
Yeah, but
WCW.
he wouldn't have had the babyface run.
yeah, you
The
have
boyhood
to
dream.
you
They would have
have to
pushed him
have.
babyface anyway. He
He was getting
there's
too
no way.
popular to stay heel. I can see that. Um, I just think if they went better about it that way because now Sean did business and made Diesel a star.
Mm.
That's what he did with that.
You know
And
what
sure,
though?
it didn't work out perfectly, but Diesel, I think Diesel was already getting there.
He was Vince was pushing him to the moon in '94.
Yeah,
Diesel would have been a star when he been backling in like 8 seconds at the Garden. That's
yep,
when Diesel became a star.
yep,
Period. And what you're saying is, why if Shawn didn't kick out, they would have turned him babyface anyway. And he didn't get hot. The Attitude Era thing didn't get hot. He was a heel with DX. They weren't
yep.
baby faces.
Yo,
So it would have all
everybody,
worked out in the end.
everybody likes you know, the incarnation with the New Age Outlaws. I love the original DX though. They were hilarious.
Yeah. I with Rick Rude and him just being quiet and China being menacing. Like I remember the specific episode with the Christmas episode of Raw.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Then that that was like peak 1997 for me. Like oh my god, they're go
Them
like
running
they're
for the
running with it
European
now.
Championship, running the ropes, being goofy, and
Yeah.
I felt bad for Bulldog though, man. When I heard that they changed that finish and after he dedicated that match to his sister who had cancer, I was like, y'all some dicks for that.
Yeah,
I know I
so
You
got
think Bulldog should have been a
it
world
got
champ?
heat, but whew,
You think Bulldog should have been a world champ?
that
95,
was supposed to
yes.
be European champ.
Bulldog was European champ.
Yeah,
No,
because you know he beat Bulldog for the European title
Yeah.
in England,
he,
Right.
but he had dedicated that match to his sister who had cancer.
You know what? Heel heat, man. Heel
Yep,
heat.
that's what it was. I was like, you are a dick for that, but I understand it.
yo, does anybody see similarities in how they're trying to book Liv and Raquel with Shawn and Diesel?
100%.
Oh, absolutely. That is 100% what that is.
Yeah. If you're not thinking that, then you shouldn't be watching wrestling.
Like when I seen
Every
her with the glasses, I'm like, yo, I've seen this shit before.
yep. Everything's recycled. I mean, that's all it is,
Yeah.
man.
If you've seen it once, you're gonna see it again, unless it's like Glacier or something like
Oh yeah, let's not go down that route.
Oh, God.
that.
You didn't have
Blood
to
runs
bring that
cold.
up. You
So
didn't have to
you
bring
guys
that
didn't
up.
answer my question. Which run was better, Sean's first or Sean's second?
Jamil, I'm gonna let you answer that first.
I'm partial to the first run because I was a child, and yeah, I'm gonna say the first run.
I'm gonna tell you that the second run is for me, and I'm not the biggest Sean guy, but
I don't even know how to
Cal-
fucking say that with a
but
straight
no,
face.
and I'm not a big Brett guy either. Put that out there. But the caliber of matches that Sean put on post back injury, it's amazing that he even was doing what he was doing
His
because of the back injury.
his first match back with Triple H in '02 SummerSlam was probably one of his best matches.
And
I put it on the top 10 list.
the most insane part is he only won the world title once
Yeah.
in that entire second run.
Mm.
Once.
And it was the secondary world title.
Yes, it was the secondary world title and it was right when he came back.
With it wearing those jeans, awful,
Yeah.
awful.
What I liked
Not
about
worse than them brown tights.
oh
Yeah,
no, them brown tights were
those brown
shit.
tights were garbage. Even Hunter said something about it. He was like, "What the hell are you wearing?"
So terrible.
Love it, man. But yeah, that second run, I gotta say, it's probably his best run. I mean, when you think
Match
about
with
it,
Taker.
because of his growth and maturity as a worker, you know, the stuff with Vader that he did, and just being a complete douchebag. Once he got better, and apparently he still was a douchebag backstage. He just wasn't that in the ring. From stories I've heard, but you go back and look at those matches. Look at the match with Shelton Benjamin in the Gold Rush
Yeah.
tournament. Look at the Triple H match at Armageddon
What
and
about his match with Cena
SummerSlam.
in United Kingdom?
That whole run with him and Triple H all the way up to like Bad Blood '04 or something like
Yeah,
that was great.
great stuff.
Him and Undertaker, of course. You know,
What about his stuff with Cena in UK?
yes,
Oh my God.
I was
Yo,
the advocate for him beating Cena at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And
he
then
was a
that was in.
douche the second run, but he was putting a lot of people over, man.
Hey, well, that's what you gotta do as a vet.
Yeah, he had his time. He knew it, and I commend him for that. But I would have. I'm not going to say I wouldn't have liked to seen him win the world title again right before he retired or something like that. That
The Ric
08,
Flair stuff.
'09 era, right when he was going for Undertaker, I felt like if he would have wrestled Taker for the belt and had been like street versus career and street title career, whatever, just add that little extra sprinkle on there. I think it would have been something crazy if he would have won. But ultimately, for me, Sean's second time was better than his first for me because he it feels like he enjoyed it more. He wasn't high strung, obviously not on drugs or anything like that, but he felt like he enjoyed what he was doing.
All right, Dave. We got like 2 minutes left. You gotta take it home. Which run was the best run?
Uh, I love this stuff in early 90 in 96 with Mankind. That was awesome. But I can't really pinpoint matches that were like as good as his matches against Taker and against Hunter and against Cena and his match with Shelton. And he had a really good one with
Ladder
Flair. He had a
match,
really good one with
Razor.
huh?
Ladder match, Razor. Any match with him and Owen Hart.
His match, his second one with Razor was better than his first. But you can't put
Facts.
that against his match at WrestleMania 25 against Undertaker. It's the greatest WrestleMania match of all time.
True.
So
The Iron Man match with Brett's underrated.
a lot of people say it's overrated.
No, it's not, man.
I mean, I'm not saying it, but I've heard people say it's overrated.
Those people
I
had to
don't.
fight me.
I would say the second run's better. His in ring work was better in his second run. His character promo work was better in his first run. He
I'm
always
going
had
to
good
tell
matches there.
you. I'm going to tell you my favorite first run Shawn match, and that's him versus Jeff Jarrett and In Your House for the Intercontinental title. That
What are you
is
talking about?
so great,
That is a
so
good one.
great.
That's talk about a deep cut. That's I love this Mankind match at Mind Game
Yeah,
Oh,
Live
my game, so good. That put Mankind on the map
on
for
the
me
map.
too.
that was in Philly. I was at that match.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's
Because that's
another
when
match?
ECW was in the front row. You had Same Man Dreamer and them in the front row.
Yeah.